like to present you with the 1981 Best New Talent Award. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What did Randy have to say?
When they told me, I thought they were joking, because Sharon always jokes with me anyway. And she called me one day and told me, and I just didn't believe it. For a week, still, I didn't believe it, you know.
Okay, so I did a video about Zach, I did one about Jake, and of course I need to do one about Randy. This is all in honor of Ozzy passing away. Randy was an absolute genius. He's a legend for a reason, and I'm sure most of you won't argue that fact. Some of you were asking about Tony. Iommi, of course, and I will do a video on him a little bit later. I'm just sticking to the big three that influenced me. It might sound weird, but I actually didn't listen to Black Sabbath growing up, so they didn't quite have that impact on me as a player as much as these three Ozzy guitarists did. So I want to show you guys one of my favorite things I ever learned from Randy. Of all the Ozzy and Randy songs, Over the Mountain has always been my favorite. I thought it was a really interesting riff, just that open string, and then that kind of like, it's almost like you're moving chromatically down, but as you grow as a musician, I figure out like, oh, he's just doing Phrygian the whole time. And then this lick up here, it was the first time I saw someone use modes in a way that wasn't just playing the mode like a scale. It was like, oh, he's got this really interesting pattern weaving through it. Very influential on me. So if you guys like the tabs for today's lesson, I will link that all down below for you. Do me a huge favor, hit subscribe. Make sure you enter the J.Q. Lee Pro Mod giveaway. That's still running, so make sure you get in on that. And if you really want to support the channel, check out my brand new workshop. I'll link that down below. All about the pentatonic scale. And yo, let's get going. Okay, now first things first, I am tuned down a half step. I know, I just heard a group, but Randy was tuned down half step. I just figured might as well just do it just like Randy did. So overall, anytime I approach a lick or a solo, I always come at it from the same exact approach. And what I mean by that is that I try to learn what's happening behind the solo first. You guys have heard me mention this a bunch in here talking about solos and licks and all that stuff. Because you have the main riff. Now, behind the solo, what's happening is fairly simple, but it also paints a nice picture for us. You just have this. So that's the first part. So I'm not really going to break that part down. I mean, that's pretty straightforward. But what happens next is he goes, up here he goes. And over that, he is going like this. So what's happening exactly with that lick? Now, like I said, you could view this all as being that G sharp, A flat, for whatever you want to call it. You know, some people be like G sharp, A flat, and it's just whatever you want to call it. It's the same thing. It's all based out of the Phrygian mode. But he's of course all the way up here. So having that, and this is what I was talking about before, you know, I had learned the modes by the point I got into all this kind of stuff, but didn't really know how to use them, and they all just kind of sounded like scales to me. And this was something I learned, and I was able to identify what it was. So I was like, oh, I'm so glad that I learned what this stuff was. But also, like, what a cool way of doing it. There's like a pattern and then not a pattern at the same time. So slow, it looks like this. So this first part here, I do not know if Randy kind of does like more of a sweeping motion through this, or if he picks it individually. You can probably do either one. Picking might sound a little bit more like it. I tend to sweep it just because that's what feels natural to me. But we're going to be going like this. Simply going to 18 on the G, 17 on the B, and then 16 on the high string. Now this is significant, and why is that? Because we talked about what was happening behind the chords. You had this one, then we went to, Well, what are we playing there? We're on that C sharp, which would be a C sharp minor, C sharp minor triad. Randy is outlining the chord. One of the cool things that he did that was a little bit different from a lot of the guys. Sometimes in the 80s, they tend to play over the tonal center, which is cool. That's what I do a lot as well. But Randy did a lot of chordal outlining. So he's outlining this little triad here inside of this lick. Okay? Now he starts incorporating notes from the mode. We're going to go 19, 17, 16. So, and I like to go pick, 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 pull off. And it sounds like that's probably what Randy's doing as well. Now I'm going to go to 19 on the B and back to that 16 on the high E string. Now it's the same thing that we just did on the high E string, but on the B. 19, 17, pull off 16. So, okay. Also, make sure you reference the tabs. I'll have them up on the screen for you as well. But just in case I'm botching explaining some of the stuff, it is very hard to play slow and also to really dissect what I'm playing. I don't know why it's difficult. So after you do that, you're going to go to that 18 on the G. And then back to 16 on the B. So now you're going to go 18, pull off 16 on the G. And then you go to 19 on the D. You're gonna, just bear with me, because I'm going to have to constantly restart the lick in my mind. I don't know why, I just can't start in the middle of this lick and teach it. I have to start back from the beginning each time. So sorry if that bugs people, but that's just how I gotta do it on this one. If it bugs you, man, just grab the tabs and learn a solo like that. Okay, now after that, you're going to go back to the D, and it's going to go 19, 18 to 16. Now, that one I go pick, pick, pull off again. I'm doing a lot of that. Anytime there's 3 notes, I typically do a pick, pick, pull off. And maybe I got this from Randy, and I didn't even realize it. But I do that a lot in my own playing as well. I'm always pick, pick, pull off, pick, pick, pull. Anyways. Now, after you do that, right there, you go back to 18 and pull off to 16 again. This part here wrecked me for some reason. Like, it just didn't compute in my brain. I'm like, no, you can't go back to that. You have to go to the next string. And it was like, that's where there's a pattern and not a pattern at the same time. Then you go to 19 on the A, back to 16 on the D, back to 19 on the A, and then 18 on the A string. So now the cool thing about this lick is it's harmonized with 2 guitars, but he's not harmonizing it in thirds or anything like that. He's actually just harmonizing in an octave. So if you want to do the lower part, or you just want to have fun recording it at home, it's the same thing. This hand's probably out of focus, but you maybe can't see it. It's the exact same thing, an octave low. And that's the lick that I wanted to show you guys, but he does other really cool things in there as well. Like, he then transitions from this, and I don't remember the exact notes. He walks into a pentatonic lick, which is more just like minor pentatonic. And I think he does this, where he reaches over. I don't know if he used a whammy bar on that or not, but I mean, there's all kinds of cool licks in there, though. Whatever else he does there. It's been a long time since I played those other parts, but I wanted to show you that little section there. It shows how genius Randy was. I mean, what a cool way of outlining the chord, incorporating the mode, and then he, kicks it back to pentatonic there for a little bit. So, I don't know. Randy, there is so much for us still to learn. I mean, you probably didn't need me to tell you that Randy is the man, right? Randy's just, he has so many cool things. The little lick that he does, I lost my guitar pick. Here it is. And I don't know. That has influenced me for years. I'm talking about the chromatic one. That little thing there, such an influence on me. And then the Crazy Train licks, man, there's so much stuff from Randy that when I step back and look at it, I'm like, dude, I learned a lot from him. So on that note, rest in peace, Ozzy. Thank you so much for all the inspiration and music that you've given us. And hopefully you guys dug diving into these 3 guitarists of the Ozzy catalog. There's so many others too. I mean, Gus G, Brad Gillis. There's so many of these guys that were instrumental in Ozzy's solo career. So other than that, later, homies.